Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Hasbro The Amazing Spider-Man movie series Reptile Blast Lizard. There's a Try Me sticker on the front of the package indicating that you can actually try the weapon out. It really is not going to do though much while it's in package, so we'll certainly have a better look at it when it gets out of package. Down below there is a picture of the Lizard figure holding his launching missile. Ages 4 and up, again brought to us by the good folks at Hasbro. Up at the top there's a picture of Spider-Man, right there. And on the back of the package, a little bit different of a painted lizard on here. I don't like the choice of colors on this, whatever production photo they used on this figure. He's a lot more lime colored. And down below, some of the other figures you can get from the movie line of series. There's the Web Cannon Spider-Man, Zip Rocket Spider-Man, and Ultra Posable Spider-Man. Obviously collect them all, obviously each sold separately. You can go to hasbro.com/Spider-Man or theamazingspiderman.com. There you go. What I am going to do is take a bit of a break. I'm going to get old Lizard here out of package. And when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the figure. There's more to come, my friends. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. And first, having a look at the accessory that comes with the Lizard. He comes with a firing missile launcher. But it definitely has a alligator or reptile look. At least on the front, you can see that there's kind of a teeth, kind of a jaw line to it. He can take it and put it into his hand. Not so much put it into his hand, but clamp it on the actual arm of Lizard, like so. It also does come with a missile. To operate it, you will open the top area here. You can see the hole in there that the missile will slide into. I know my cat's interested as well. I'm going to take the missile and I'm going to slide it in case you were wondering. I think he was wondering. I'm going to take the missile, pop it into that hole, and you'll want to push it back as far as it'll go. I find, at least for myself, if you take the back of the missile and just kind of pull it back, you can get it to lock all the way in. Now the missile is inside. There's a little red button here. What you are going to do is, when you push back on this to open up the jaw of the missile launcher, you'll push down that red button and fire off the missile, like so. Not bad. It's not too ridiculous of a gimmick. Certainly the only downside to it is he doesn't really hold it. You just clamp it onto his arm. Yeah, I don't know. For me, to have the Lizard, I might not even have him displayed with anything, including this gun. This gun is just an add-on, clearly, that's put there for the children. Of course, we've got to think of the children after all. This is what this line is geared towards, certainly. So I'm just going to take the missile launcher off. You could certainly pretend it's, it's some sort of science experiment, some sort of something. Put that aside. Let's have a look at the actual Lizard. All things considered, he's not a bad looking figure. He's in this weird, his jaw is open. I don't really know what he's doing. It's kind of like he smelt something that he just didn't like. I wouldn't say it's certainly scary looking. It's kind of more or less he's just like he's eaten something he does not like, or smelt something he doesn't like. The texture work on the actual face is pretty good. It's pretty good. I also really think what excels on this particular figure is the actual paint. On the back of the Lizard, you don't really have a lot, aside from this kind of olive military green coloring. Where it really excels, though, is on the front of the figure, where this, I don't know what you want to call it, like a yellowish beige has been applied. It's a little lighter in the neck area. You got it in the shoulders, but mostly in the chest area, even around the lizard crotch area there as well. Once again, all the nice detail work on the texture of the lizard skin. The lizard feet down below there. I don't know what the noise is in. If you hear noise in the background, Spawn apologizes. That's children playing in the background. Somewhat ironic, really, the fact that you can hear kids playing in the background. Or maybe you can't. I don't know. Maybe you can't hear the kids playing in the background while this man reviews toys. I think that's somewhat ironic. There are aspects to the figure that's good. Some aspects I don't really care for. A waist swivel, for starters, would have really made this figure, I think, stand out well. Then you could kind of rotate the waist. You could kind of have him in a dynamic pose. Another problem I have is the fact that the legs are kind of pre-posed. There is, yes, there is a joint in the actual knees. But they really only bend back. And I know that's kind of a silly thing to say. Of course they should bend back their knees. If they bent forward, that would mean the knee is broken. But I don't know, it just seems like unfortunate because of that, the knees don't really bend all that much. They almost don't even serve a purpose. This one leg bends a little bit better than the other one. But he also does have a tail. It only really rotates at the top there. If this had been wired framed, you could at least get a little bit of bend or, positioning out of the actual tail. Unfortunately, it doesn't. But you can rotate the tail left and right. You can rotate it down, but then he's not going to stand, right? So you really only have the option of left or right. In the way of Lizard's articulation, however, he does have a ball-jointed head, which is nice. I like that quite a bit. He's got a pin and socket shoulder. The elbows are also on a pin and socket. You can bend them out, rotate them back and forth. He has nothing in his hands. Maybe due to the fact of the sculpted hands, they didn't want to ruin that. But you still get a fair bit of movement in the actual arms, which I like. Once again, no waist swivel. The legs go forward and back, but not really a lot. At least at the thigh area, not really a lot. And due to that reasoning, the bend in the knees almost serve no purpose. The legs do rotate left and right, though. But because the legs are kind of pre-posed, you're really not going to do a lot more than what he's doing right now, which is just standing kind of on his hind legs. Well, he is standing on his hind legs, but I like the figure, but I think more could have been done with the figure. That I don't know, for a movie release, I just think it could have been just a little bit better. Just a little bit better. I think the Amazing Spider-Man Lizard here, I'm going to give him a 6.5. Good sculpt, but really can't do a lot with him. Still a pretty good figure, and obviously if you have the other Spider-Man figures, the 3 3/4 inch scale figures from the movie line, you definitely want the villain from the movie as well. So for that reason, I would say the Lizard is worth picking up. Today's Toy Spot, though, we're having a look at the Amazing Spider-Man Lizard. This would be from the movie series. Thanks for watching, guys. As you always do. Certainly stay tuned. There are still more Spider-Man reviews on the way. And I'll see you guys next time.